welcome to our culture magazine here on I-24 News. Today on the program, Sex Box, a controversial new British TV show. Oktoberfest comes to Ramallah, and we check out Dior's new face. But let's begin with the 50th annual MIP Media Market that ends today in Cannes. This year, more than 13,000 visitors from 100 countries came to the event, alongside 4,600 buyers shopping for the latest trends and formats in television. Discovery Enterprises International sold Harmony, an echo documentary narrated by Prince Charles, and AMC inked an agreement to internationally distribute The Divide, the new scripted drama by Behind the Candelabra screenwriter Richard Lagravanez. The Israeli Keshet studio enjoyed an impressive success at this year's MIP TV. Keshet sold its reality singing competition format Rising Star to the French M6 Media Group and to Russia One. We're joined now on Skype by Alon Struzman, Managing Director of Keshet International, who just returned from MIP. Hi Alon, thanks for coming.
Hey. Hello, Tel Aviv. Regards from London.
Good to hear from you. And congratulations on selling Rising Star to the world. How'd you go about making this sale?
Firstly, thank you very much for the greetings. It's always exciting to sell another Israeli format to big buyers overseas. Rising Star is definitely an outstanding format.
And you went through some outstanding moves to get it sold, I understand.
Outstanding moves?
I mean, people had the chance to actually watch the show live as it's broadcasted from Israel.
Yeah, even though, funnily enough, I mean, the two deals you mentioned were inked, as you said, even before the event.
Okay.
Rising Star is a very innovative format, and it stands out even among thousands of new formats launched this year at MIP. Rising Star, as obviously the Israeli audience know watching the show on Keshet, is a very unique, interactive second screen show involving live voting from homes. Mm-hmm. So as opposed to any other show on television, you actually need to be able to vote from home
right.
in order to participate.
Yeah, it is a very innovative format, but as you mentioned, it's only the latest format that Israel is exporting.
Yeah, Keshet has seen success overseas, already since The Vault.
Right.
The Vault famously was sold to the US and to the UK and to Germany and to France. By the way, I mean not many even Israelis know, but The Vault has been on TF1 in France for like 5 years, which is quite a lot for
that's very
for a format. And also
last question, if I may jump in, how does it feel there in MIP, when a whole year's worth of work boils down to such a short period of time?
It's pretty boiling and hectic, and it's very competitive, and specifically the Rising Star being so sought after, enjoyed a flood of proposals. I stupidly tried to go on vacation just before MIP and enjoy a nice weekend in Marseille with my spouse, which was quite naive because I was glued to my phone for the entire weekend talking to buyers. So well, yes.
Now hopefully you'll have the time for some R&R. Thank you so much, Alon, for
thank you very much.
Finding the time for this.
Bye bye.
Sex Box is the latest reality show to cause a stir. It sparked a debate in Britain on whether it's a new low in popular culture or a bold educational program. Sandy Fortis filed this report.
We're going to tackle those tricky questions.
Sex Box's shocking concept is simple.
Loving couples are asked to have sex in a sealed-off box and then face a panel of sexologists to discuss what they just did inside the box. Even before its October debut, many felt the premise of the show is simply distasteful. Yet officials at Channel 4 claim it is a serious program.
It's part of this campaign for real sex, which is designed to be a kind of antidote to pornography. So it does have a serious purpose, but it's also deliberately provocative.
The show's sexperts also defend the show's format, claiming the quick feedback is essential.
We tend to rewrite things in our heads. So if you talk to somebody immediately after they've done it, you're liable to get a much more raw, honest response. And I thought that would be something that hasn't been done before and would be great to sort of introduce a really good grown-up discussion about sex, which we're sorely lacking in this country.
Yet critics question whether such discussion is possible in front of the TV cameras.
How real is sex in a box in a television studio? I would have thought that that's possibly as unreal as you can get, and I doubt that we're going to get actually a fair and representative discussion about sexual relationships in such an artificial environment.
The public is also divided about the show.
Shocking. No, I don't think I'd watch that. I do agree that it's a bit too much, but I probably would actually tune in and at least watch the first episode.
Despite the promising commotion, Sexbox failed to perform, ratings-wise. The last installment was the least watched show in its time slot, and critics didn't favor it either. It was described by the Daily Telegraph as the worst TV program in years.
Did you have anal sex?
It seems the show had its fair share of curious viewers, but failed to truly win the audience over. Perhaps every show needs to also have a heart.
I'm happy to welcome the lovely Shachar Pilled to our studio now. Hi, Shachar.
Hi, good to be back.
And you're here to talk to us a little bit about sex on TV.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, just talk about it, though.
No problem, just talking. Well, I think in the past 2 decades, since the era of social media that's been so significant in our lives, and the internet naturally, or as people call it, free porn, there's sort of this effort to defer the real world from the virtual one.
Right.
So this show trying to introduce itself as an adult, serious conversation about real sex as opposed to pornography. This is something that I think, as said in the package, it's quite difficult in a box in a studio and then talking in front of a live audience to call it real.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of criticism calling it provocative. There's actually criticism in fiction as well. The TV show Black Mirror, for example, is a great criticism of reality in general, giving the audience what they want to see, and etc. So this is something that naturally has caused us to talk about it, so it does the work. And I think that since Sex and the City fiction, you can see sex in every fiction series today. I don't think there is a TV show without sex in it. So it's sort of mainstream today, but taking it one step further into reality is something else. And we move right along to Masters of Sex, Showtime's new TV
show,
new TV series. Its second week premiered 2 weeks ago.
And Showtime is definitely a network that knows a thing or two about sex on TV.
Absolutely. And then this time with starring Michael Sheen and Lizzie Kaplan. It's about William H. Masters and his associate Virginia Johnson, true figures in the 50s, the pioneers of sexuality. Excellent. And this is another way of looking at education towards sex and looking at sex as a science, actually. They are...
Although I would assume it's not an historically accurate...
It's not historically accurate, but they are, the drama naturally isn't, but they are trying, for example, already in the first episode, we see the researchers looking at the couple having sex. This is a terrific connection to what we see in Sexbox. So this is something I guess humanity from its beginning has always wanted to see. Reviews so far are very positive, and it's very well acclaimed. So probably a new season. We'll live to see a new season, hopefully. And an interesting thing is that Michelle Ashford is the lead producer writer. She assembled a majority female staff. So I guess they know what they're writing about, especially about feminine sexuality and, you know, all the mystery of what women want.
Right.
So we'll get to see in that
so
show.
Once again, the written word is stronger than the reality of it.
Absolutely.
In a way. Thank you so much, Jaffa.
Thank you, Oded.
Soon we'll check out Oktoberfest in the Middle East, but first a few cultural events from around the world.
When Britain Went Pop is the first comprehensive exhibition of British pop art to be held in London. It features works by some of the UK's most influential artists, such as Richard Hamilton, David Hockney, and Peter Blake, who flexed the boundaries between popular culture and high art. The exhibition at Christie's new gallery in Mayfair runs until November 24. The Orangerie Museum in Paris hosts an exhibit devoted to the iconic Mexican artists Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. It explores both their artistic vision and the relationship between them. Self-portraits and mural paintings are shown next to the artist's take on Mexico's history and landscape. Kahlo's paintings have not been shown in France for 15 years, and you can catch them until January 13. The annual Indie Negev Festival opens in southern Negev Desert in Israel on October 10 and goes on until October 13. It brings together the best of Israel's independent music and art, including scene favorites, singer-songwriter Esther Rada, The Apples, and Arab-Israeli rapping group System Ali.
An unusual celebration took place in Ramallah this week with beer, music, and dancing. The Bavarian Oktoberfest made the trip all the way to the Middle East and is catching on quite well in the warm weather, but not without complications. Avri Rosen-Tzvi tells the story.
Oktoberfest celebrations are common all around the world, but this particular beer festival might raise a few eyebrows.
Today is the Oktoberfest, the 9th Oktoberfest. It happened this year in Ramallah, and everybody's happy about it. They like it. Cheers. Prost.
The Ramallah Oktoberfest, which took place in a hotel in the city, was established a few years ago by Nadim Khouri, owner of the Taibe Beer Brewery, in an effort to boost tourism to the region. And it worked. Last year, 16,000 people attended, including Palestinians, Israelis, and international diplomats.
I'm proud that there is a Palestinian beer that I can show to my friends abroad.
But the bubbly celebration hides a complicated reality. The Oktoberfest festivities were supposed to take place in Taibe, a small village where Khouri grew up, but they were moved this year due to tensions between the brewery owner and town officials. Taibe council members cited high security costs, while Khouri claims they are disturbed by Taibe beer's success and have a dislike of outsiders. Whatever the case may be, the big winner from this debate is Ramallah, which was happy to receive the tourists who come over to have a cold beer.
Dior made a big splash, choosing young star Robert Pattinson as their presenter for their leading perfume. The resulting commercial was viewed more than 12 million times on YouTube and received positive write-ups in the fashion press. David Gombin takes a whiff.
Earlier this year, Robert Pattinson became the new face of Dior Homme Perfume, succeeding actor Jude Law. After his vampiric turn in the Twilight series, Pattinson changes gears and slips into something a little less casual. To star alongside Pattinson, Dior cast the French it girl, socialite Camille Rowe. The hot British actor seems to be the perfect fit for the distinguished fashion house, but the classy facade hides a more provocative edge. The new Dior Homme commercial was directed by Romain Gavras, known for his controversial and ultra-violent music videos for MIA, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. He also happens to be the son of legendary director Costa Gavras. For young Gavras, it's a golden opportunity to breathe new life into a classic brand. The director created a sensual video with a refined aesthetic. But the fashion house didn't stop there. For the ad campaign, they chose the artistic photographer Nan Goldin. Instead of her usual trashy 80s vibe, she went for a more subdued and cozy atmosphere for the pictures. Inspired by the portrait of Paul Cadmus by American painter Luigi Lucioni, they highlight the actor's dramatic features. With this new campaign, Dior managed to pull off a tightrope act, being at once youthful, rebellious, and classic.
Lastly, it was just announced that Canadian author Alice Munro will be awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature. The 82-year-old writer will be the first Canadian author to receive the prize. Munro published 14 collections of short stories and has recently announced that she plans to retire from writing. That's it from us. Thank you so much for joining us today. For more cultural information, check out our website at i24news.tv, and please join us again next week.